month, we are dedicated to celebrating Black history. That includes people of color making history in the world right now. Our next guests are behind a popular streetwear fashion line across the river in Newark. Since they first launched, they've attracted customers including Idris Elba, Dwyane Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and Jimmy Buttler. And it all started with a simple childhood dream. From BrownMill, let's welcome Justis, Taha, and Kwaku. Well, it's nice to meet you all. You all look sharp, but I would expect nothing less. Yes.
Thank you.
So Justis, this all started in middle school, right?
Yeah. It started out when I was in 8th grade. I always had a knack for entrepreneurship at an early age. My mom says I get it from my father. But at an early age, I would sell sneakers, sell candy, do a whole bunch of different stuff. But it got to a point where I was really into art, really into menswear, and my tutor let me borrow her sewing machine. And at that point, I started making bow ties and ties. I would sell them to classmates.
That
friends.
young? That is so cool.
Yeah, early age.
That's a young age to know that.
Yeah. And it got to the point where it got really popular, and I continued it throughout high school, where I met my two friends here. The name comes from my grandparents. I had an early conversation with my mom, and she gave me the idea to base it in Foundation of Family. So Brown comes from my grandfather's middle name, Brown, and my grandmother's first name is Mildred. So the Brown and the Mill come from them.
Love it. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So, Kwaku, Taha, how did you get involved?
So, I used to love fashion. Growing up poor, it kind of hurt because every time we would go school shopping, I would be limited in what I can get. So that led me to explore my creativity and put it on to fashion. I would go to Walmart, get blanks, and create my own pieces until I got to high school. I learned graphic design. Shout out to Miss G.
Yeah, Miss G.
Yeah, Miss G. From there, I went to the G-Wing hallway and found a showcase where they was showing all the students' artwork. Of course, my artwork was on there. And then I found this crazy piece that Justis made. It was a picture of ODB and a gradient on the sweater. And I immediately went to him. I was like, yo, how did you make this? You got to teach me. He put me on and told me about Mr. Lee's print and production class, and then invited me to interview with him. And from there, we teamed up. He taught me how to sew. I went to Walmart and bought my sewing machine that day, and from there it's just been
so cool.
Yeah, it's been up.
I love this. Hey, cool. How did you get involved?
Yeah, so I was the last addition to the Dream Team. I'm actually a year younger than both of these guys. So in middle school, I love fashion too, but my parents are from Ghana, West Africa, so they used the hand-me-down method, where if the clothes was too big on my older siblings, it would just come down to me.
I grew up in hand-me-downs as well, yeah.
I had to learn quick that if I wanted the clothes I wanted, I had to find cheaper ways to get it. So I started vintage shopping, going to different outlets, and buying them for myself, but people started to reach out to me to get them some clothes too. So I started selling these clothes from my locker. Every day I would come to school with a bag of clothes.
Who are y'all? Y'all are so much cooler than I was. Oh my gosh.
So the funny part about this story is I knew about Justis going to high school. He was kind of like a high school legend. Everybody knew he was the bow tie guy. And I had a wedding that I needed a bow tie to, so Justis made me this beautiful bow tie. He was giving me updates on the bow tie. Hey, I just bought the fabric. I'm making the buttons right now. Gave me this bow tie. I wore it to the wedding, put it on Instagram, and then I sold it on eBay a couple of days after.
Yeah.
The next week, Justis was like, hey, I need to take a picture of that bow tie I made you. I forgot to take a picture. I'm like, oh, I already sold it. It's somewhere in Wisconsin right now.
Yeah.
So he's like, whoa, I love that. How much did you sell it for? I'm like, I sold it for $75. And he's like, somebody bought it for $75? I'm like, yeah, they'll buy anything if you market it right.
Yeah.
And he's like, you need to join the team, and the rest is history.
Oh my goodness, like, we need you. That's amazing. So how did it go from like a side hustle to like a thriving business?
I attested to great counsel, great people around us to give us advice and pointers. It got to a point where we were really intentional about growing this business. You know, it was popular in high school. We continued it throughout college, but we were like, all right, as we're growing up, this thing needs to grow up too. So as we, grew into our respective career fields, we took that knowledge and applied it to, BrownMill. So brand is building. As we're learning our career fields, BrownMill is growing, and COVID hits.
Yeah.
So that was a challenge for us, but we realized we had to do like social distance pop-ups and pop-ups in different locations to get awareness out. Around that time as well, our online, started to boom, and we started developing maybe a subscription model where people could buy a subscription and we can send them different clothes throughout the months and give them alteration credits, stuff like that.
Oh, and then you get, if it's a subscription, then you use that money and invest in your company. That's smart.
Exactly. That's exactly what we did.
That's so Oh, cool. So explain the vibe and style of your clothes to everyone.
Our vibe, I say, is pretty unique. You step into the store, you have what everybody else has. You know, you're ready to wear items, your hats, your shirts, all different types of items. But I think what sets us apart is our unique one-on-one pieces that Justis makes and teaches other interns how to make with our upcycled raw materials. So sustainability is very important to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another main factor is the educational piece. So us being Black men in the Black community, we owe it to our community to educate them while they look fashionable. So a lot of pieces have different educational pieces. Like this piece, Marcus Garvey, we have some Black history legends, Dr. Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. So when people buy these pieces, they're actually learning more about the history. They can go on our websites and read little blurbs, and it just makes fashion even
with
more.
a message,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's art, so it should have a message, yeah. Well, Justis, you also host an annual event for the community, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So originally started out as a way to celebrate having the store, you know, and accomplishing that feat. So the first year we had the block party, BrownMill Anniversary block party. We had a few hundred people, but last year we had over 10,000 people. It's been amazing to see people come out, support. A huge part about it is, you know, supporting local businesses, as we are one as well. And our story is, you know, something of grassroots.
Which people love to get behind. Yeah.
Exactly. So over 70 vendors, we have kids activations, performances, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But it's a good time.
That looked like a good time, yeah.
Yeah, June 7th is the one we have.
Are you ready for the thousands of people that are coming?
We've been planning since last August. So yeah, we're preparing now.
Good luck and Godspeed. That's a lot of people, I'm just saying. We are back with Justis, Taha, and Kwaku, co-founders of the popular streetwear fashion line BrownMill. Joining us now is one of their former interns who's gone on to have a highly successful fashion career in his own right. Everybody please welcome Calebe. Looking all cool as well. So tell us how you got hooked up with BrownMill.
So yeah, I found out about BrownMill when I was at Rutgers, where I played football. I met Kwaku at my advisor's office, and he plugged me into the brand right away, gave me their Instagram. So I'll see them on Instagram, and then I'll just be on campus, and I'll see people wearing this T-shirts and sweatshirts, and I'll be like, damn, why is everybody wearing this brand? But then I started to learn like what they stood for, and like the cool projects that they were a part of, and like Black history, Stop All Violence, and like women's empowerment. And then they just, what they stood for was something that you didn't see very often, how they like illuminated and really like celebrated diversity and people from different backgrounds. And meanwhile, I was also growing in my own interest in fashion.
Yeah.
So through a mutual friend of ours, I reached out to them and was able to get an internship, and it just went from there.
Oh, that's so cool. So what was the internship experience like?
So at first, it was like pretty much like any internship. Like you're cleaning up, putting things away, make sure everything's neat.
Yeah.
And then as that went on, I was learning about the brand's history and then learning how to be a part of the team. And then I was able to get promoted to store associate. And then from there, I got real close with Taha, and then he kind of took me under his wing, teaching me his design process and seeing things like that.
Yeah.
And just kind of got to see a glimpse of his magic. And then from there, I was like, I really want a career in fashion. And not only do I want a career in fashion, I want to be able to put out the same message and the same mission that they put out, and just empowering diversity and
having
supporting
a message
people.
with it.
Yeah, supporting people from different backgrounds, because that's something that you don't see too much in this world.
Yeah, absolutely, and we do need more of.
Yeah, we do.
So what does your career look like today? What's going on with you today?
So thankfully for everything that I learned through the internship with BrownMill and just my experiences there, I was able to land a job at this international fashion retailer, where I now am a product manager.
Yeah.
And my career goal is to start my own brand, create my own clothes, where I'm able to just share my own story in the clothing I create.
Yeah.
And these men right here, I can't thank enough for the opportunity that they gave me.
Yeah.
Just truly blessed and appreciative for them giving me the platform, the opportunity to learn, grow, make mistakes, and create friendships, relationships, everything
Art,
like that.
inspiring art, yeah.
Amazing, just like what they do for the community has really like shown me how big fashion influences people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got one hell of a team showing up. 10,000 people showing up. I was like, so Justis, what's next for BrownMill?
We're gonna hit the road. I think it's time for us to seek opportunity. There's plenty of demand for our brand at this point, so we're gonna hit the road and do a pop-up tour.
Yeah.
We'll team up and do more collaborations with other brands, other corps, and hit different places nationally, but also internationally. Ghana, Morocco, Brazil, you know, all these locations I think are integral in our brand identity. So that's our plan.
It's inclusive, yeah,
Absolutely.
I like that as well, yeah.
But before we go, we have a present for you, a special gift.
Yeah.
We have a one-of-one Kelly Green.
Kelly
Green is my favorite color.
One-of-one BrownMill hoodie.
What? Oh my gosh, thank you!
And that details some of the locations
I love
we popping
summer.
up
See, I
at.
got a tattoo.
Oh, there we
See,
go.
it's real,
Yeah.
it's real. Oh my gosh, thank you!
No problem.
I only wear soft things. Thank you so much. That was so nice.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, if you want more information on BrownMill, just check out our Instagram story. And if you know of other businesses embracing diversity, we want to know about them. So you can share that on our Instagram as well.